What's up, guys? Sorry that I've been away for a while. I've been, busy just doing various stuff, school, college applications, stuff like that. So, yeah, only now I'm finally finding time to wind down, get back into watching films every week, and getting back into doing these reviews, which I really enjoy doing. Sorry that I can't actually be on camera. I'm away in Massachusetts for Thanksgiving, and I don't have any filming equipment with me. And also, apologies if I sound a bit nasally because my allergies are terrible. I'm in Massachusetts backcountry, and it's just not a good combination of stuff. So I still really want to get some reviews out this weekend. So first off, I'm going to talk about First Man, and this was a film that I was really looking forward to because it's the latest film by Damien Chazelle, whose last two films, Whiplash and La La Land, I absolutely love. La La Land in particular is a it's an absolute masterpiece in my opinion, and one of my favourite films of all time. If you've been sticking with my channel since 2016, that was one of my early reviews, and if you saw that video of mine, you'll know that I love that film so much. So this film is about Neil Armstrong and the moon landing. And it tells a story charting over the course of many years, starting from the origins of the Apollo missions, all the behind-the-scenes action, all the people and time and effort and money that went into the build-up to that moon landing with Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and everyone involved at NASA. So in this film, Ryan Gosling plays Neil Armstrong, and Ryan Gosling, once again teaming up with Damien Chazelle, he is absolutely fantastic. He disappears into the role of Neil Armstrong, and he's playing such a stoic, driven, straight-faced character. Whenever he shows rare moments of emotion, they're just so special. And I loved when when the character of Neil Armstrong found something funny and he would smile, or just any different kind of emotion rather than just being straight faced shone through. And I really loved Ryan Gosling as Neil Armstrong. He just disappeared into the role, and I forgot that it was Ryan Gosling. All I was seeing was Neil Armstrong. And because that performance was so strong, I really cared about him. And since it's his story, it's not just all about the moon landing, it's really a Neil Armstrong biopic. And because that central performance is so strong, it is very emotional sometimes because you care so much about Neil Armstrong and his family. Talking about that, Claire Foy plays Janet Armstrong, Neil Armstrong's wife. She's also great, and she adds depth to a role that could have easily been underwritten. She could have easily just been Neil Armstrong's wife, and that's all her character could have been. Instead, the film really pinpoints her as the focal point of their family. It really says that Janet is the one holding the family together, and Claire Foy really sells that. I love the fact that it focused a lot on her, actually, because obviously when Neil's off doing stuff with NASA and stuff for the missions, she's the one staying back home, keeping their family together. They had two sons, and also I really enjoyed the scenes with her just talking to the other wives of the other NASA astronauts. That was another thing that I really liked, just the camaraderie between everyone involved at NASA. The ensemble cast all fill their roles very well. I love the dynamic between all the astronauts and their families. Some of my favourite scenes were the astronauts and their families sitting down for dinner and just being people. It was so interesting to see their lives outside of NASA, outside of all their work on the moon landing. They were all friends, and just those dinner scenes together when they were out just drinking together, you really cared about them thanks to those scenes. The dialogue is so natural. The script by Josh Singer is very good, and because those relationships don't ring false, they all seem really true. You always seem to care about them, and you care about their fates, and that's why it's so tragic. Some of the things that happen to some of those astronauts, and this I won't get into spoilers. It's not really spoilers, this is history, but it is a very interesting story, and it does involve some tragic moments. The special effects are absolutely fantastic. Everything, all the special effects are blended seamlessly, absolutely flawlessly with live action landscapes. The moon landing scene is absolutely astonishing, and that's worth the price of admission, especially in IMAX. If it is still around in some IMAX cinemas, I would definitely suggest checking it out, because leading up to the to this film being released, there was so much hype around the moon landing scene. It was meant to be, that scene in particular was supposed to be the major selling point, and going into the film I was incredibly excited for that scene alone, and it is absolutely phenomenal. Combined with Justin Hurwitz's score, one piece in particular called The Landing that plays over the moon landing while it's happening, it's so tense and it's so exciting, and as with La La Land, it was just individual scenes and individual moments of Justin Hurwitz's score that really stood out to me, and they were just stuck in my head long after I saw both of those films. But Justin Hurwitz's score is absolutely fantastic in this film. I loved Damien Chazelle's directorial choices. He changed the film grain for the different time periods, and it really captured every era so well. It starts out in very grainy 16mm camera, and that grainy film grain really sold the fact that you were in the time period that the film was trying to depict. So yeah, it starts out in 60mm, and then the moon landing expands into IMAX, and just that contrast I really love, and all of the choices that Damien Chazelle made. He uses handheld cam a lot, which just he didn't have to use it, but it really sells that gritty realism that this story really needed. I love the as well the excitement and anticipation in the film building up to the moon landing. Once it was confirmed in the film that they were going to go to the moon, I loved seeing the public growing, restless and excited. Everyone was just antsy for this moon landing, and because of that, my anticipation in the film was growing and growing, because obviously the moon landing is the focal point of this story. That's the major part of this story, and I just loved how everything was building, all these different trials. I loved seeing them test out different equipment, the actual scenes in space and inside their rockets. Those are brutal. Damien Chazelle films them like action scenes, just up close, visceral action. So all the scenes in rockets are fantastic. The space scenes, once again, the CGI is absolutely incredible. On the moon, you can't tell. You could easily believe that you were on the moon. It's that good. Justin Hurwitz's score is genius. 3 pieces in particular. The Landing is absolutely incredible. Quarantine is another very good piece, and also the Docking Waltz is another very, very good piece of music on that score. So those are the things that I really, really loved. As for flaws, it's a bit slow to start. The time jumps, for the most part, are quite good, but in the beginning, those time jumps are quite a bit bumpy, and it does throw you into a major emotional moment without really giving you time to get into Neil Armstrong's life. So there are some slow patches, but for the most part, I really, really love this film. Damien Chazelle, once again, has made a film that has been stuck in my head long after I finished seeing it. I'm going to give First Man an A-. I really hope that this film gets lots of Oscar love, Oscar attention. Ryan Gosling, I think, deserves definitely a Best Actor nomination. Claire Foy could definitely sneak in for Best Supporting Actress. Damien Chazelle, I definitely think, deserves a Best Director nomination, and Justin Hurwitz definitely deserves a nomination for his score. So those are my thoughts on First Man. Expect some more reviews coming soon. I'm very excited to just get back into reviewing films. I've missed it. So yeah, those are my thoughts on First Man. If you guys have seen the film, let me know what you thought. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do. And until the next time, goodbye.